Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk Breath of the Wild 2. Now, I meant to talk about this yesterday, but life has just gotten kind of busy and hectic. But this is a potentially big update on Breath of the Wild 2. So we've been waiting for a long time. I think the last time we even heard anything about Breath of the Wild 2 was exactly at E3 last year when we saw the teaser trailer for it that was maybe like a minute long, minute or two. And since then, many Nintendo and Zelda fans have been kind of hoping, hey, where's the latest update on it? Can we get some news in the form of a Nintendo Direct? Can we get anything? We haven't had any kind of update. Nintendo's been completely silent for almost a year in regards to anything big. So we've just been clamoring for it. So there's been a lot of rumblings of a Nintendo Direct coming soon, the Mario 35th anniversary possibly coming, and then next year being the Zelda 35th anniversary. And along the side, we've heard other stuff like Ocarina of Time possibly being ported. We've heard even rumblings of Breath of the Wild 2 possibly already having its voiceover work done back in February. That was debunked by some websites that are pretty sure it wasn't factual, but for me, I'm still leaning towards there's a lot more to Breath of the Wild 2 that we do not know about than we might realize or assume. I'm leaning towards that there's still a possibility that the voiceover work is done, but that's only because I did have somebody that has an inside source. I know it's easy for people to say that, basically confirm that they've done the work since back in February. But this ain't about that. This is about a new listing for Breath of the Wild 2 that showed up on a different website. So this website was called, I believe, WT&T, which is a French retailer, and the website is actually already moved. So this right here was a placeholder for a special edition, a collector's edition of Breath of the Wild 2. It's no longer there, but people have managed to get a screenshot, and this is the screenshot for what was on the website. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Collector's Edition Switch has a placeholder price in euros, and it has a date for 12/31/2020. So obviously this is probably a placeholder here. No game is going to come out New Year's Eve, but this was interesting enough. I know some people are like, oh, well, it might just be an error. It might be placeholder. There's two listings for this. There was a standard edition for, I think, $69.99 in pounds, and $82.85 collector's edition set to release December 31st, 2020. So this year has been chaotic with the Nintendo Switch. There's been Switch Lite and Switch regular shortages. There hasn't been any details of game releases. Animal Crossing helped push sales for that. Everybody's in demand, but big games like Legend of Zelda, like Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, it's been radio silent. It's been radio silent all year so far. Big games like Zelda tend to not release in December, especially December 31st. You would think that a game would come out before the holiday season, maybe like Thanksgiving. I'm still predicting if, and this is my speculation, this is my thinking, if Breath of the Wild 2 is ready in any form or fashion, it will be coming out if and around Thanksgiving, if it's ready. So if there's any kind of huge update, it would be now. If they have a Nintendo Direct in September, it would be now. Exactly 2 months beforehand. If Breath of the Wild 2. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying if it is. So this could be something easy. This could just be a placeholder that everybody could be saying, hey, they placed it up there, they made a mistake. That's why it's down. That's why it's no longer on the website anymore, which is fair, but there's a couple things of note to know about this WT&T website. They actually, at one point last year, proved and accidentally revealed the existence of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on Nintendo Switch. So it's possible that, it's not just a coincidence. So last year it was confirmed they accidentally leaked The Witcher 3 coming to Switch. This could be another accident. This could be them accidentally putting something out way too early, confirming a collector's edition. Because Breath of the Wild 1 was a collector's edition as well on the Nintendo Switch. It had several different editions too. I got the one that had like the Master Sword and stuff like that. So it was a really cool little collector's edition. Also, another recent leak points to the possible remaster of Skyward Sword. So who knows? In my book, this could be something that is not hard to write off at this time. Sure, we could say, hey, maybe this was just an accident again, like I'm saying, but there's just too many signs recently that Nintendo is up to something. Now, there lies on a lot of issues, honestly. The game trailer debuted at E3. Is there any way that they could make Breath of the Wild 2 that fast unless they were already developing it after the original one came out? There's still a possibility on that. Were they already working on it like almost immediately when Breath of the Wild was finished? They took the Zelda team, started working on it, making the game, had the teaser trailer shown at E3, which was a cinematic, and could it be a lot further along than what we realized? There was the rumors of the voice acting being done back in February. I've heard everything from the game is pretty much near complete, but the pandemic kind of stalled things. Nintendo didn't want people to work on it from home because they didn't want it to leak out. They didn't want to get hacked. I've also heard that with Mario Kart, a new Mario Kart as well. But this WT&T website placeholder is interesting enough again because I mentioned they revealed The Witcher 3 last year. It came to a new thing. It seems like Nintendo this year has been shadow dropping information. There hasn't, like, Paper Mario didn't come out as news in a direct. Pikmin 3 didn't come out as news in a direct. They just casually, nonchalantly announced those on Twitter and social media, like, hey guys, Paper Mario coming out in 2 months. I don't think they would do that with a Legend of Zelda game, confirming that this is probably the biggest game besides Mario. I don't see them doing that. Breath of the Wild 2 seems like that would be the huge thing. If they were to release anything to compete against the new generation of consoles coming out, against the PS5, against the Xbox Series X, against these huge games coming out, if there was anything that Nintendo could do to get an edge over it, because there is an article floating around, which we'll talk about in a different video, where an analyst predicts the Switch will outsell the PS5. The demand of Switches right now, especially in this climate with the pandemic, the shortages that were out there, if they were to fix that shortage, have plenty of consoles available for the price that the Switch runs, release a Breath of the Wild 2 and a Mario Anniversary Collection, this could be a big holiday season. So I'm leaning towards this being a sign of preparation for Nintendo to start celebrating the 35th anniversary, even though it's next year. I could see Breath of the Wild 2 being something that will be released in the near future, at least within the next year. There's no way that's going to take that long. I know Breath of the Wild originally got delayed when it was supposed to come out. I think it was going to come out like, 2013, 2014, and then it got delayed. So who knows? I just thought that this possible leak that we have right here was information that we could talk about, speculate about. You guys let me know what you guys are thinking in regards to this. Do you think this is just false news? Will you believe it when you see it? Do you think this is something that Nintendo might touch on? Either way, it is highly likely that they will have a collector's edition of this because of the original Breath of the Wild. I'm excited for this. I want Nintendo to come out with some news. I want them to tell us anything. It doesn't even have to be Zelda at this point. But with this, the Ocarina of Time rumblings, the Skyward Sword possibility that I talked about earlier in this week, the trademarks for Legend of Zelda, it seems like it's going to be a very Zelda-heavy year coming up in 2021. Even in the end of 2020, because we're coming up to the end of it. If anything's going to happen with Breath of the Wild, maybe it'll be announced if they have the direct here. That's rumored to be happening sometime before the end of this month. I think it might still happen. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I appreciate everybody always coming, supporting the channel, leaving their messages, their comments. The support, everybody's starting to come here a lot more again. Seems like you guys are enjoying these videos. I'll keep doing them as long as you come and check them out. Don't forget to leave a like or dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And Legend of Zelda coming soon, hopefully. It's going to be an awesome year. I'm excited for it. I think we're on to something. I'm not just trying to be a hopeless romantic. I keep my expectations in check, but thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time.